sphere that's black, and people would queue up just to see what it's like. Thumper, I'm in line. Me and Matt are in there. We're gonna try it out. I've been eyeing Thumper for mad long, so I was excited to see that it was there. And they have 2 stations set up. You got somebody on deck playing the 2D version on the screen. Then you got the person who's actually playing is in PSVR playing. We're standing there, and I'm like, yo, like, what's taking him so long? Maybe 25 minutes went by, and nobody moved. And I'm like, Thumper, 25 minutes? Like, what are you even doing in there? Like, you gotta be bad to not be getting past the first level, first actual full level of Thumper. So it's like, man, you gotta. Every other place I went to, like I played Valkyrie on Oculus, 5 minutes.
Yeah, in and out.
5 minutes, and I mean, I waited in line for an hour and a half because I really wanted to try the commercial Rift before I made my decision on buying that or the Vive. And it's like, all right, this is how you play. You're gonna do this and this and blam. You put on the headset, you got about 5 minutes. If you're lucky, the lady at the booth was talking to somebody, so you might have got 10 minutes. You know what I mean? But that's how it's got to be, dude. It's got to be snappy. And the dude just was playing, like, they let him play the whole first level. Now, it's not like a song like DDR in Thumper. I don't know if you guys have played it. It's not short. Like, the levels can be, especially if you're not good.
I didn't get to play it because I waited in line for an hour and a half and then walked away.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
I had the same experience.
So the levels in that game are long, and it's just like they're really letting these dudes play this whole level and just fail an endless amount of times until they get through it. It's like, no, you guys.
But in board games, how do you do that with, Carcassonne? Can you make Carcassonne 10 minutes long? Maybe, but some other games.
Board games you make like a half hour. Like a half hour is totally reasonable for a board game setting. What were the convention's hours? Like what?
10 to 6 was the show floor, I think it was.
So 10 to 6. All right. So
and then it was open. And then you could go play, they had like the LFG area, so you could go look around. You could maybe find other people to play games with. So you weren't just limited to what was on the show floor, which was awesome. Like, you weren't just limited to whatever the vendors had for you to play. You could have bought a game there and then played it later, with some other people.
So the thing about the show floor is, all right, say you have an 8-hour block, that's the show floor. If you gave out hour demos, you're playing one game and then trying to find another. But if you did like a half hour, 25 minutes, I mean, you could totally do your best to queue, and then maybe you'll go sit and watch someone else play a game or sit in. Maybe they'll even have a line or a small area around the table that people can spectate. I think that's smart.
Well, see, they had like this first look area that I don't think was large enough. I think that's where we went and played this game called Ice Cool. It was kind of like a flick 'em up. Yeah, but like you were a penguin or whatever, And it was pretty fun, but like that first look area, I think should have been larger. Okay. Instead of having, there was a lot of tournaments, which I guess is cool. We're not into it, so really can't, say. But there was a lot of tournaments. There was a lot of people looking for a group or looking for a game. And then this little bit of, first look where new games could be. And this is like my biggest thing is I read a lot on the forums and I kind of tweeted to a couple people, and it was, they were looking at PAX Unplugged as a way to play games with other people.
Right. And that's not it.
Myself and the people we went with, were not looking for that. We were looking to play games, new games. And I think we're part of a very small percentage of people who play board games who have other people to play games with.
Right.
And a lot of people are saying, I have my significant other to play with, or I have a smaller group of friends, and they were like, we were trying to, there was a huge, so many pages of people trying to play Twilight Imperium on the forums because they were trying to get, they don't have anyone to play this game with. You guys are getting together this weekend to play, MBD, and here they are, they're going to PAX Unplugged for the day to play Twilight Imperium. That's what they were using it as. So for us, at least myself, I don't think, that's not my PAX Unplugged. My PAX Unplugged is to go play some new games that we don't own, that Corey doesn't own, Gabe doesn't own, so that they can be awesome and buy them, or we can just hang out and play a new game and say, yeah, that game was fun or not. Whereas a lot of people wanted to go to play games that they already own but have never played.
Right. And I feel like that's not my reason to go. I'm not, mind you, online gaming is different, but I'm not going to go to PAX to play Hyper Light Drifter co-op with someone or like a multiplayer game with someone. I'm going there to scout out brand new games to be excited about.
Right, and I think it's a little different with board games you can't play online. You could play a lot of video games online, so your co-op partner doesn't have to be there with you.
Right.
Like board games are, let's get together and play. And until Tabletop Simulator really takes off and a lot more people are making games for it, developing for it, where it's going to be more of a social experience where I'm going to someone's house.
Yeah, which is the way to do it anyway, to be honest. That's how you want to do it. Speaking of that, real quick, they just announced Catan VR. That is a thing. That sounds like that could be really fun to play. I played it one time and I did pretty bad, but I feel like that could be fun. Even in any VR setting, if you were sitting around a table with avatars and hands and stuff. That would be fun to do, but yeah, I mean, everybody's going to something like that for a different reason, and there's no way to, you're not going to be a person who's coordinating PAX Unplugged and tell people, well, this isn't why, like, don't buy tickets. Because
you can't. It's not fair.
Come here, but it is good that they had a place for people to do that as well.
Absolutely, it was good because it kept them off the floor. It kept those people off the floor, so now we could do what we wanted to do. I mean. There was people on the forums that didn't even walk the floor. They just said they went to looking for group, or they were there just for tournaments, to play games,
Wow. Well, that I understand. So, that going just for a tournament, right? That's like a big event for somebody. You know what I mean? And that's cool if they keep the price of this PAX Unplugged to $25.
So that's cheap. Not bad. I mean, if you're going to charge me PAX East, PAX West prices to play tournaments and board games, it's not worth it if you ask me.
No, you can't. $20, that's so cheap, man. Like that's but that's worth it in that case, right? Going for LFG, absolutely. $20, like who cares? What's $20? Yeah, I didn't know it was that cheap. That's awesome.
I mean, it turns into more because you have, if you're staying over for the hotel, the parking, all that other stuff. Right. But $20 to $25 to get in, it's not bad.
Yeah.
From 10 to midnight to play board games all day long. We did not stay. We left a little after 6 because we weren't interested, or at least I don't think Corey, we were at it like after 6, right? We had no interest after the floor closed.
Yeah, because I didn't bring any games with me. I asked if I should bring a game for us to play, and we could have. We absolutely definitely could have, and it would have been cool. But we can do that back home, So right. We were able to then go out and experience Philly, and we got to go out and have dinner. So I thought that was great as well.
Mm.
Yeah, like we didn't do any of the panels. I'm not interested in panels, so I don't want to do them. The theater was in the same expo hall in the back, so that was like the larger area where they had the sit down, shut up. I think Dice Tower was back there too, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely would have liked to have seen either one of those, but they're also up, on YouTube. They can discussions as well. In general for Hit Points Gaming, I think next year we definitely need to branch out more, make more of an impact. We did have our first fan come up and greet us.
Oh man, that's so
while
awesome.
We were there, and that basically made the trip. I know for me, we're there here playing Mad King Ludwig, and this guy comes up and he's like, "Hey, are you guys on YouTube?" And we're like, "Yeah."
That's so awesome, dude.
I seen you guys on playing Seafall, right? The one game that's like not many people watch, and it's like, right. That's awesome. He's like, "Can I take a picture?" Like, sure. And we felt like board game celebrities,
rock stars at that point.
It was awesome, and that was just us, not really doing anything. He just came up to us. So if we went around as a group, if we had 4 or 5 people there from Hit Points Gaming, we all had a t-shirt. We actually interviewed people that are high up in the board game industry,
for real,
and just got their point of views and like how they were successful. I think that is the next step to take our channel.
Okay.
And that's why I will definitely go back next year to do that.
They've got I saw a few people doing interviews with their phones, and they have mics, a full blown microphone that somebody's holding, and the other person is recording with their cell phones, and you can do that kind of stuff now. And I think that's probably the best way to do it. I know, Chris, I think you have a beast camera, so we'll probably use that anyway.
Yeah, we have a couple of GoPros and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The one thing I was going to say is I don't know if they had booths. Like, did they just have booths that weren't for games? Like, PAX or any convention, there's just booths of guys who are a company doing whatever it is.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, like, I don't know what kind of expense a booth is at PAX, but maybe
Money.
1 year we'll get.
Oh, yeah. No.
Yeah,
They're
money,
cheap. They're
yeah.
cheap. They're cheap.
They're cheap?
They're very cheap, yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't want to. We don't
heard
need to
they're
talk about it here.
expensive.
But
Right.
they're really cheap.
Okay. So I'm thinking 1 year, maybe at some point, we'll have ourselves a PAX Unplugged booth. I think that'd be awesome. And we can just be there streaming, playing games, and, sending people out for interviews and blah, blah, blah. And I think that'd be kind of cool. But I'm definitely interested, yeah.
It was a good experience. I would definitely go back. I think Philly is a really good spot to have it. There's a lot to go on in the town. If we did stay overnight, for a weekend, you're in Chinatown. Like, if you're not into that kind of food, then you're gonna have a problem. But we are, So it was a really cool experience. The food was good. If we did stay, like I said, over the weekend, we would have had a great time, walking around. And Chinatown's cheap, like food's really inexpensive there, and it's good. So
yeah,
you can have a good dinner, good lunch.
That's awesome to hear. You guys have any closing thoughts on PAX Unplugged? Corey, you have anything you'd like to say?
Nope, I definitely covered all of my points.
Okay. And what about you, Chris?
No, I think that's it. It was a good time. We've got it all covered, I hope.
Awesome. Well, thank you, folks, for listening to our discussion and talk about PAX Unplugged, as well as a piece of a discussion about Star Wars Battlefront 2. Make sure you guys check out all the latest videos and our PAX Unplugged walkthrough on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/hitpointsgaming. And also make sure that you check us out on Spreaker. The Filling the Void podcast network is where you'll be able to download this. We'll have a link below. And I hope everyone has a wonderful day, evening, night, wherever it is, and whatever it is for you. You guys take it easy.